Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is February 13th, 2025, and Barcelona have continued their efforts to renew the most important players of the first team, with Pau Cubarsi being the latest. But that's not all, because there's another player in the academy who Barcelona are set to renew pretty soon. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and I know I didn't make any videos yesterday. I was actually supposed to do the podcast yesterday because podcasts are Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I also did not make any videos, but that's because I really had a very long day at work. I finished work, then I had an event immediately after, which did not end until almost 3 a.m. in the morning. So I do apologize about not making any videos, but don't worry, because today I'm publishing 3 videos. And after you watch all 3 of them, you will be 100% caught up on all Barcelona news. Anyways, let's begin with the first bit of news, because, ladies and gentlemen, Ramon Planas has been spotted in one of Barcelona's matches, which begs the question, is Saudi Arabia looking to take another youngster away from Barcelona? Let's dive right in, because if you don't know who Ramon Planas is, he was the former sporting director of Barcelona. He is now the sporting director of the Saudi club Al Ittihad. And as a sporting director of Al Ittihad, Ramon Planas has implemented a new policy that, instead of signing these big mega European stars who are near retirement and spending huge amounts of money, instead to shift focus on young up-and-coming talent in Europe, because not only is it cheaper, but that will actually go a lot further as far as improving the Saudi league, because then you have young players who can be in the league for a very long time versus players who are near retirement and will come just for a few seasons. And while the latest player that Ramon Planas has taken away from Europe has been Unai Hernandez, the Barca Athletic captain, who Al Ittihad signed during this winter transfer market for approximately 5 million euros. And now Ramon Planas was spotted in the juvenil match, or the under 19 match between Barcelona and Dinamo Zagreb, and Ramon Planas was seen in the stands, which of course has raised the alarms. Is he looking to take away yet another Barcelona youngster? Hopefully not, because of course I want all of our talented youngsters to remain in Barcelona. But more importantly, I really think it's not a good move for an up-and-coming youngster to go to Saudi. I think a better move is down the road. But what do I know? I'm not a football player. Anyways, on to the next bit of news, which is something that you might have heard about already, since I didn't make any videos yesterday, but I did want to cover it anyway. And that's that the Copa del Rey semifinal draw has taken place, and we now know who will play in both semifinals. Of course, the first one being in Barcelona versus Atletico de Madrid, and the second semifinal being Real Madrid versus Real Sociedad. Now, the semifinals will be 2 legs. Before, every stage of the Copa del Rey used to be 2 legs, but then because there was a lot of matches in the calendar, they decided to change the format, and now only the semifinal is 2 legs. So the first leg of the semifinal will be Barcelona versus Atletico de Madrid on February 25th at the Olympic Stadium, Luis Companys. And the second leg will be Atletico Madrid versus Barcelona, which will be on April 2nd at the Wanda Metropolitano. Now, the other semifinal is, of course, Real Madrid and Real Sociedad, which, of course, this sets up the possibility of another El Clasico match in the final. Now, of course, I would have preferred to have Real Madrid in a semifinal, because that would have meant 2 El Clasico matches. That's to add to the 2 El Clasico matches in La Liga, plus the one we had in the Spanish Super Cup. But I guess we're only going to get possibly 1 more El Clasico match, because, of course, for that to happen, Barcelona and Real Madrid will have to both advance to the final. Now, I personally like the fact that we got Atletico Madrid. Sure, Real Sociedad would have been an easier option, but I don't want the easier option. I want the tough matches, because A, they're a lot more entertaining to watch, and B, it makes that trophy that much more sweet when you win it, because you didn't just get to win the trophy by beating a bunch of weak teams. We get to say that we won the trophy by beating the toughest teams in the Liga, which would, of course, give it a lot more legitimacy. And again, I just prefer to see a tougher match than an easier one. But of course, I do want to hear you guys' thoughts. Who did you guys want in the semifinal of the Copa del Rey? Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, or Real Sociedad? Let me know down below. All right, on to the next bit of news, because ladies and gentlemen, the team was officially back in training today. As you know, after Barcelona's victory over Sevilla 1-4, Hansi Flick decided to give the team 3 days off. So they took Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday off. Of course, with Flick telling the players nothing, no trips, no vacation, none of that. These 3 days off are for you to recover, and you focus on the recovery. Well, today the team was back in training ahead of the upcoming match against Rayo, which will take place on Monday. So no matches this weekend. And there were 2 youngsters amongst the first team training today, and it was Guille Fernandez and Noah Darvish. Now, Guille Fernandez has been training with the first team a lot. Noah Darvish, not so much. It was a little bit surprising. After all, Noah Darvish was injured for a very long time. He's back from injury, so maybe they included him so he can, continue to regain his competitive rhythm, because after all, Barca Athletic need all the help that they can get, given that they are currently sitting 17th on the table. Now, more news, because ladies and gentlemen, Barcelona have officially announced the contract renewal of Pau Cubarsi, our gem, our defender, our amazing defender, who did turn 18 years old not too long ago. I think it was last month, if I'm not mistaken. And as such, as you know, under the rules, you cannot sign contracts that are more than 3 years if you're under 18. But if you're 18 or over, you can sign contracts that could be as long as you want them to be. And while now that Pau Cubarsi is 18 years old, Barcelona have officially renewed him until 2029. And even though Barcelona have changed their policy where they don't announce the release clauses, some reports are saying that Pau Cubarsi's release clause has been set at 500 million euros, which of course you might ask, why isn't it 1 billion euro like Gabi or Pedri? It's reported because the club thinks, 500 million euros, it is enough to protect the player from exterior interests. After all, 500 million or 1 billion, it doesn't really matter. Nobody's going to pay that much. So Barcelona are not too worried. Now, this is part of Barcelona's effort to continue to renew the most important players of the team, the core of the team, because these players are not only the present of FC Barcelona, but they are also the future. And as you might recall from a previous video, Barcelona are trying to renew as many players as possible because the La Liga are studying a change to the financial fair play rules. And that change could mean that Barcelona might not be under the 1-to-1 rule anymore, which would make it difficult for Barcelona to renew these players. So they are renewing them as fast as possible in order to make sure their renewals fit under the 1-to-1 rule. And of course, because they want to renew these core players, they are very important players for the team. They are the present and the future. And this is all the players that Barcelona has either renewed or are currently working to renew, with, of course, Pau Cubarsi being renewed until 2029, Alejandro Valde until 2028, Marc Casado until 2028, Gabi until 2030, Marc Bernal, who they want to renew until 2029, but they're still working on that contract renewal, Pedri until 2030, Lamine Yamal, who reportedly there is an agreement with the player to renew until 2030, but he can't sign that contract until he turns 18, which will happen in July, so in 5 months. And then finally, Fermin Lopez, who was recently renewed also until 2029. So it's really good to see Barcelona securing the present and the future of Barcelona through these contract renewals. And speaking of contract renewals, we do have to talk about an academy player who Barcelona are set to renew pretty soon. And it's no other than Baba Kurama, or Kurama. I think it's Kurama. I hope I said that correctly. If anyone knows the correct pronunciation, please let me know in the comment section. Now, if you don't know who Baba Kurama is, he is Elias Moriba's brother. He's a 15-year-old versatile defender. He is highly regarded in the academy. He's considered one of the most promising young talents in the academy, and given his rapid progression through the categories of the academy, it will not be surprised to see him in the first team in the future. Now, Baba Kurama will turn 16 years old on the 23rd of this month. And as you know from my previous videos, you cannot sign your first professional contract until you're 16. And since Baba Kurama is set to turn 16 this month, Barcelona will reportedly give him his first professional contract. Now, Barcelona consider Baba Kurama as a gem in the making, because not only is he a great defender who's very physical, but also very technical. he's also an incredibly versatile player where he can play as a left center back, as a left back, and as a midfielder. And within the midfield, he can play as a defensive midfielder, as an interior, or even all the way on the left flank. So very, very good player who's very versatile. So of course, Barcelona looking to secure this gem, who again, given his progression, don't be surprised if you see him in the first team, on the first team in the near future. Anyways, that is all the news for this video. We'll be uploading 2 more videos, so stay tuned to the channel. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, and as always, Visca Barça.